Alrighty, hello every folks, and good morning. So, welcome to a bit of a funny topic here today. Namely, for those that haven't heard, there was a sort of semi-official announcement that ended up happening, saying that there were no plans to remaster FFT. Now, based off the other information that we have, that seems to not exactly kind of jive with the kind of known information that we have so far. So, basically everything else that was mentioned in leaks a little bit of a while ago ended up coming out in some form or another. When it comes to both Final Fantasy Tactics and Tactics Ogre, the two have pretty much shared a bit of a relationship for a while, where the two tend to share paired releases. And additionally, it would just make financial sense for the company to go and make an FFT remake at this point. As far as the genre as a whole, it typically has, well, basically been one of those ones that's been a bit of a money printer, whereas all of the others have been fairly niche. Now, that being said, it's also worth noting that it's been noticed that the FFT folks have, well, basically been pulled away on some unknown project for a bit of a minute. Don't know what that is, I don't have any inside information or whatever else, but still, there's a lot of little bits and pieces out there to basically say, hey, you know, there's probably something happening there. So when they're saying that, hey, we have no plans for a remaster, to me, that kind of translates to we didn't say anything about a remake. Either way, I mean, judge that information as you will, but to me, that sounds like they might be doing a little bit of a cheeky switcheroo there, as it were, you know? Either way, as far as an FFT remake goes, frankly, it's something that needed a remake, not a remaster. So we've seen it get the remaster treatment multiple times at this point. It had its original PSP version, which kind of got remastered with a bunch of weird technical issues that modders fixed pretty much immediately, so that's a little bit of an embarrassment there. The cutscenes are something that... Look, there's been mention for a little bit of a while now that a lot of the things that got added to War of the Lions may not have kind of jived with the original story, depending on who you ask. So, you know, for example, pretty much a lot of the stuff that they did with Delita kind of coming off as a bit wishy-washy and whatnot. But either way, that's up to personal opinion. I'm not here to make any judgment on that one, but... as far as the actual remake idea goes, it feels like it's something that would end up getting a more cohesive vision. You know, it feels like something that would need more of a, well, I guess revision, as it were there. On the hardware side of things, the mechanics are fun, but again, they're a bit dated by today's standards. It's pretty easy to go break the system. And if you want to see a game entirely about breaking said system, basically Felseal exists. That game is freaking amazing. So I would imagine, just like Reborn, they probably were going and taking a look at the mechanics and pretty much just ended up getting carried away with ideas on the many ways that they could potentially revise everything. So that's my personal theory on the whole thing, that there's just too many signs pointing to it existing in some form to it not be a thing. Like, it just wouldn't really make a whole lot of sense for it not to exist, but it would be real sad if it didn't. But still, as far as I'm concerned, there definitely has to be something out there, and to my mind, it sounds like a tongue-in-cheek, we didn't say anything about not making a remake, haha, kind of thing, along with the usual surprise trailer out of nowhere that nobody expected. So we'll see. I would guess that maybe they're just kind of stringing it along, because we've seen every other kind of bit and piece of its kind of orbit from back in the 90s and whatnot, coming back in some form. We've seen Front Mission get remakes. We've seen the Ogre Battle formula revisited in the form of Unicorn Overlord. Although, who knows, maybe there'll be a special move that's a Unicorn Overload. Now I'm kind of hoping that's a thing. Maybe you have to recruit the special chicken for that. We have cases like Tactics Ogre getting the full remake treatment, and again, no matter how many times you'll see negative reviews trying to call it a port, this game did so many revisions that it's unreal. This is, for all intents and purposes, a straight-up remake, despite the fact that it was kind of packaged as a remaster, you know? I don't know why they didn't advertise that more, but I'm pretty sure FFT will get the same treatment. Where they know that no matter what, somebody's going to get pissed off, so they have to similarly do something where it's like, we didn't technically remake the entire thing. Look, it's this original system, but then we have to rework it in such a way that it's also actually more, more playable by today's standards. which I don't say to disparage the original system. I mean, like, after you know the tricks and abuses and whatever else, you're going to go get your JP up immediately. You're going to, avoid axes at all costs. Like, there has to be some way to repackage all of those original ideas to make them fun again. Again, just like they did for TOR. Like, oh yeah, on the surface level they took out Brimstone, but also the Juggernaut finally gets a chance to use its Threaten ability. On the surface level, they took out augment stacking, but also they ended up redoing it in such a way that there's never a need to have augment stacks to begin with, So that kind of deep level understanding, given that we've seen a lot more of a multiplayer scene for FFT, I would imagine we're going to see something way more complex going on there. But again, I don't know. I have no way to prove that, and even if there was any insider information, obviously I doubt that it's something that would be shareable. But it would be real cool if something happened there. Anyway, what are your guys' feelings on all this stuff? Because actually, one more note, because I can never end a video with just one attempt. I heard that there's actually been several surveys going around that also were kind of trying to gauge interest in kind of a public reception of an FFT remake. So either way, to me, they're definitely doing something. Maybe they're just waiting for the right time to release it or something. I don't know. But there's definitely something going on there. At least as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, y'all have yourselves a good one. Let me know what you think, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Later.